What if just 3 hours stood between you and a radically transformed life where stress, anxiety, and uncertainty no longer held you back? What if you could unlock a more resilient, focused, and fulfilling existence using an ancient philosophy that's over 2,000 years old? Join us on a deep dive into Stoicism, where we will explore practical steps that can reshape your mindset, boost your resilience, and radically alter your life in just a few hours. This journey will provide you with the tools to turn obstacles into opportunities, stress into serenity, and uncertainty into understanding. Are you ready? Let the transformation begin. This is the power of Stoicism, a philosophy that teaches us how to find contentment and strength by embracing virtue, wisdom, and the understanding that we control our reactions to the external world. In a world where stress and anxiety seem to be constant companions, many of us are searching for ways to find peace and resilience amidst the chaos. Stoicism provides the very tools we need to thrive in our modern lives. We will explore its origins, key concepts, and the lives of the Stoic philosophers who practiced it, and most importantly, we will uncover practical strategies derived from Stoic teachings that you can apply to your life immediately. These strategies are designed to help you develop mental clarity, emotional strength, and a profound sense of inner peace. By the end of this journey, you'll not only have a deeper understanding of Stoicism, but also practical tools to transform your approach to life's challenges. We've all heard the phrase, "Don't set yourself on fire to keep someone else warm." A powerful reminder that self-care and kindness should go hand in hand. This wisdom comes from ancient Stoic teachings. In today's rush to be liked and always be the one who helps, many people have turned the good deed of kindness into a habit that hurts their self-esteem. People often tell us to go the extra mile and push our limits for other people, but what is the cost of too much kindness? It's not a virtue when it drains your own resources, energy, and health. It is a way to ruin yourself. Many people have lost their way and have given so much that they feel empty, unappreciated, and worn out. Stoicism shows us a different way to be generous without giving up who you are, and to be kind without being mean to yourself. It teaches us how to be generous in a way that makes other people's lives better while also looking out for our own. It's time to show how Stoic principles can help you set healthy limits so that your kindness builds you up instead of draining you. We'll talk about how to give without taking away love, without hurting, and be there for others without leaving our own lives behind. Marcus Aurelius, a wise Stoic philosopher, would warn us not to fall into the trap of unnecessary kindness. He would always remind us that taking care of ourselves is our first duty. Imagine yourself as someone who is always willing to help others and never says no, giving away parts of yourself until there are none left. This is like turning into someone who is always there for other people, but when you need help, you find yourself all by yourself. You can't really be there for other people without taking care of yourself first. Consider the story of two gardeners who lived next door to each other. One took great care of their own garden, while the other, even though they had their own plot, often helped take care of other people's gardens. Knowing the value of self-care, the diligent gardener gave their garden the right amount of care and resources, making it a vibrant and growing place. This gardener's plot not only brought them joy, but they also had extra food to share with their neighbors. The other gardener, on the other hand, spent so much time and energy on other people's gardens that they forgot about their own. They didn't take good care of their garden, so it died and didn't produce much. This left their garden, and in a way themselves, empty. This is a reminder to think about what you want to do before you start helping other people. Ask yourself if this help will last, and if you are taking care of your health by establishing healthy boundaries. The ancient Stoics would advise us that you can't pour from a cup that's not full after all. Stoicism says that you should keep your inner peace and honesty while also making the lives of others better. This will help you and the people you want to help live a balanced and satisfying life. Generosity is a good trait that makes our lives and the lives of those around us better, but it can also be dangerous if we don't use moderation. Stoicism teaches us a crucial lesson about the boundaries of kindness. It's good to help others with an open heart, but it can be disappointing to expect the same level of kindness in return. Life often shows us that the good things we do today might not be remembered tomorrow. Giving something away is like planting a tree. You take good care of it, hoping it will grow, and maybe give you shade or fruit one day, but nature does what it does with storms, droughts, and seasons. In the same way, when we show kindness, we should let go of the expectation of getting something in return. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, told us to think about our actions instead of how they turn out. He told us that we can't always control what happens and that the joy of giving should come from the act itself, not from hoping to get something in return. We are protected from the pain of unfulfilled expectations when we adopt this mindset, which develops our emotional resilience so that we can keep being kind and generous without getting worn out or feeling exploited. This doesn't mean we should make our hearts tough. It means we need to find balance. Do not see the effect of your kindness as a transaction, but as a reflection of who you are. Not only do we protect our peace of mind, but we also grow a kind of generosity that is pure self-sustaining and truly satisfying. This Stoic principle tells us to give freely but wisely, so that our kindness makes us better no matter what other people do. When you think about the past, it's interesting to see how much service royalty required, from getting dressed to keeping themselves clean, which was all done by attendants. Now that it's 2019, it's clear that people still expect things from us, and they often ask for favors that they could easily do themselves. Stoicism sheds light on this and teaches us how important it is to set limits and accept moderation. We can use this ancient philosophy as a lighthouse to help us find our way through the sea of endless requests and keep our emotional health. Stoicism isn't about turning down help. It's about finding balance so that we don't lose ourselves while helping others. One moving story is about a mother and her adult daughter who live in a cute town. The mother cared for her daughter so much out of love that she wouldn't let her take care of her duties, and this pattern continued until the mother died too soon, which surprised everyone by making the daughter more independent. This story shows an important lesson. Even if our intentions are good, giving too much help can stop growth without meaning to. This wisdom was encapsulated by the Stoic Emperor Marcus Aurelius in his Meditations. A man's job is to stand upright, not to be kept upright by others. Seneca, who had a lot of knowledge about how people connect with each other, said, "He who becomes your friend because of the benefit will also stop because of the benefit." This is a powerful reminder to build relationships based on real connections instead of transactions. Friendship and help shouldn't depend on what we can give each other, but on how much we respect and understand each other. Stoicism teaches us to value ourselves not for what we can do, but for who we are. This builds self-esteem and helps us connect with others in a real way. By putting our needs first and responsibilities second, we not only stay true to ourselves, but we also do more meaningful acts of kindness. We can stay true to ourselves and our values and live a good, happy life if we take this balanced approach to life and relationships. Stoicism teaches us a lot about self-command and inner resilience to build a fortress inside. It teaches us to control ourselves and make clear lines in the sand that mark our personal space. Ironically, always going the extra mile for other people can make you look weak over time. When we don't set clear limits, we leave ourselves open to being taken advantage of by people who see our kindness not as a strength, but as a chance to gain something. This cycle of overextending ourselves and taking advantage of others drains us, making us feel unappreciated and overworked. However, things change when we start to firmly say no. We're not the first people come to with any needs or requests. Being assertive shows that we value our time and energy, which makes others respect us in return. Seneca said it best, What you think of yourself is much more important than what others think of you. By setting limits and being self-disciplined, we not only protect our mental and emotional health, but we also get respect from those around us. Remember that the word no has the power to change things. It shows how much you value yourself and how much respect you expect from others. The challenges of implementing this change are real, though, as being available to everyone often brings in people who need help, leaving you out of the spotlight when it's time to celebrate. You might miss out on times of happiness and be stuck as a helper, missing out on times of leisure. This painful realization helps us tell the difference between real connections and ones that are just looking for an easy way to make money. Setting boundaries is an important Stoic principle that not only makes us happier, but it also makes our relationships better. People often respect us more when we are strong enough to say no. This contradictory effect shows how self-respect can change things and how important it is to be careful in our relationships. Stoic wisdom not only keeps us from getting burned out, but it also helps us build relationships that are mutually beneficial. Let's discuss ways to stay safe from being used by others and from the negative effects of excessive kindness. First, get over your fear of saying no. The philosophy of Stoicism encourages us to question and break down the deeply held belief that our worth is equal to being accepted all the time. It promotes a life of free will rather than one that is controlled by the subtleties of past conditioning. Saying no to requests that cross our boundaries, especially when they hurt our well-being or sense of what's fair, is not only a way to fight old fears, but also a powerful way to show self-respect and independence. However, it's important to keep our newfound assertiveness in check by developing our emotional intelligence and empathy. Stoicism doesn't just support self-interest or being alone. It also stresses how important it is to make a positive difference in our community and in the lives of those around us. The philosophy tells us to find a middle ground where we can help and support others without putting our own health at risk. True Stoic wisdom is demonstrated by the ability to recognize the genuine needs of others while also keeping in mind our own limits. A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials, said Seneca, a famous Stoic philosopher. This is the second lesson on our path to mind mastery, building emotional resilience. In this fast-paced world, life is like exploring a dangerous but exciting trail where problems and difficulties are bound to happen every day. These are not signs of weakness. They are chances to build a strong, unwavering resilience. You can turn every problem into a chance to grow. Long-lasting resilience is made up of the bravery and persistence that keep your spirit going through hard times. Emotional resilience is like forging steel in fire. Think about the journey of a young business owner whose startup was about to fail because of the economy. He felt down every time he failed, was turned down, or dealt a blow. He kept going anyway, seeing each problem as a lesson in disguise. This person not only made it through the ordeal, but he came out of it stronger, more flexible, and with a better idea of how to move forward. This story exemplifies the ability to face adversity head-on and draw strength from it, paving the way for emotional resilience. Mastering your perception of difficulty is the first step in developing emotional resilience. Stoicism teaches us that things that happen or outcomes don't have any inherent good or badness. How we think about these things is what makes us feel and react. Emotional resilience doesn't mean ignoring setbacks or ignoring pain. It means realizing that you have the power and wisdom to understand them in a way that helps you grow as a person and strengthens your inner strength. You are walking along a familiar path, a regular trail that you have been on many times before. A moment of unexpected chaos in your otherwise well-planned day occurs when your foot slips and you find yourself stumbling. But what if you could train yourself to see the step instead of the drop? This is similar to Epictetus's resolute wisdom, who said men are not troubled by things, but by the view they have of things. Perception is like a window to the outside world. It helps us understand what we see. It's simple to forget that we can change how we see the world around us, especially when things are hard or unclear. When life throws you into rough seas, it doesn't always mean you're going to drown. It could just mean you're being given a chance to learn how to swim. You should steer your mind toward thoughts that help you instead of ones that hurt you, like an experienced captain guiding a ship through a storm. For instance, if your work presentation didn't go as planned, don't see it as a failure. Rather, see it as a valuable lesson that improves your ability and resilience for future tasks. This doesn't mean ignoring difficulties or skimming over mistakes. It means acknowledging them without letting them define your sense of self or your abilities. To really get good at this art of perception, you need to be patient and practice a lot. Perception is like a muscle. The more you work on controlling it, the stronger it gets. As a habit, question negative points of view and replace them with ones that make you feel good. Over time, this process goes from being something you do once in a while to being an automatic part of your mind that helps you master your mind. Have you ever been through something that threw your inner compass off, like being fired without warning, losing a loved one suddenly, or getting turned down for a job? Remember what Marcus Aurelius said, "Life is nothing but change, and change is nature's delight." This ties in with the fourth lesson of our journey to master our minds: do what nature says. Uncertainty and change are necessary for life, but they are not necessarily harmful to tranquility. On the contrary, these sudden changes in the wind of fate give us chances to adapt and grow. When you don't know what will happen, don't freeze up in despair or let fear cloud your judgment. Instead, move forward with the knowledge that change is a normal part of life. We can navigate life's turbulent undercurrents with serenity if we align ourselves with nature's ebbs and flows. We don't curse the skies if Mother Nature lets it rain on a sunny day or throws a storm into a clear night sky, because we know that everything is natural and out of our control. This is how we should deal with life's rough waves: accept them and adapt with resilience. You can experience a level of tranquility and empowerment that is unmatched by accepting the flow of life and sailing with the tides of change. Nature and life itself are not things that we can change to fit our needs. Instead, we need to learn how to flow with them naturally and gracefully without losing sight of who we are. Think about your life so far and how it has changed you. You've probably come across distractions that made you want to go off track, like wanting to binge watch your favorite show instead of studying for an exam, or having one too many slices of that delicious cake while you're trying to stay on track with your diet. Seneca said, "The nobility of their ambitions and the strength of their self-discipline was a thought," and this is a beautiful reflection of another important lesson in mastering your mind. Practice self-discipline to become self-master. We must first understand and admit how important self-discipline is for protecting our life goals. It's the shield that keeps us from losing our valuable time and energy to other things. How then does one cultivate such a mind? Pay close attention to times when temptations try to steer you wrong. When you see these things, don't look at them with a harsh eye of judgment. Instead, see them as normal parts of life. When you know what distracts you from your path, it's easier to come up with ways to stop these distractions. Self-discipline is without a doubt one of the most important building blocks of mind mastery. When you feel like giving up or giving in to temptation is strong, remember Epictetus's wise words, "No great thing is created suddenly." Practicing self-discipline is the same way. It's a journey that never ends and requires constant attention and effort. Have you ever been so caught up in thinking about a regret or a worry that you forgot to enjoy the beauty of the moment and the sunset? Too often people have the flaw of being physically here but mentally somewhere else. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Do not let the panorama of your life oppress you. Do not dwell on all the different problems that may have happened in the past or may happen in the future. Just think about the present and what can fix it." We should try to enjoy life as it happens, one precious moment at a time. Every breath we take and every feeling we have should bring us back to the present moment. Don't think about a finished chapter in the past or an unwritten chapter in the future. These thoughts take away from the power and beauty of living in and enjoying the present. Instead of dwelling on things that are out of your control, enjoy the present and apply your energy to making it better in the here and now. To find the real power of life, we have to realize that right now is all we have. Let yourself enjoy every sunrise and every compliment you get, every cup of coffee you drink, and fully engage yourself in every conversation. Enjoy every single moment of the present. It's not enough to just accept what's happening right now. You have to actively immerse yourself in it. Seneca said, "Live as if you were already living for the second time, and as if you had acted the first time as wrongly as you are about to act now." Mastering your mind begins with mastering this very moment. Follow this philosophy and be amazed at how it can change you as you work to become mentally strong. A hiker by himself or herself climbing the highest cliff in the middle of a forest that never ends may see a beautiful view from above. But the journey by yourself can be very quiet and lonely. Now, instead of that lone hiker, think of a group of explorers on the same trip. The ordeal seems a lot less scary. Now, doesn't it? In his timeless Stoic wisdom, Marcus Aurelius said, "Mankind are made for each other, either to teach them better or bear with them." This is a very important lesson for mastering your mind. Communities are supportive places where people with similar interests and values can learn from each other. You can increase the collective force behind each step toward your goals by collaborating with people who have the same goals in mind as you do. An uplifting community is one where people can teach and learn, be inspired and be inspired, and be motivated and be motivated. You see a chance to join a book club. Don't think twice, just do it. You'll be intellectually satisfied and help other people do the same. You meet other people on this journey to mental mastery, and you decide to work together with them. Seneca tells us to associate with people who are likely to make you better. In the end, you are empowering yourself while empowering others on their own mental mastery journey. Have you ever thought about what makes some people smarter and better at learning than others? Do you want to get the skills and information you need to do well in your personal and professional life? If so, you're in the right place, because we'll talk about how to be smarter than everyone else. We'll look at strategies and tips that can help you learn better, understand better, and use what you know in your everyday life. This journey will give you the tools you need to make the most of your intelligence, which is a valuable asset that can improve every part of your life. We're going to look at these 10 keys together. They will help you become smarter and do better in any area you choose. First, encourage people to be curious to grow. Think of your curiosity as a compass that leads you through huge amounts of information. By being curious all the time, you become someone who is always ready to find answers, which is one way to be smarter than other people. You are a college student, and you are learning about a subject in class you have never heard of before. You are no longer a passive way for you to take in the information from the teacher. You display interest during class. You inquire about what led to and resulted from events in this history. You wonder why people in the past behaved the way they did, and you even wonder how this event might have affected the world we live in now. You're still interested in more, so you start reading more books and other materials about this subject after class to find out more about this old history. You search online and take part in online discussions. This will not only help you understand this subject better, but it will also help you see history and its relevance to our present lives in a bigger picture. If you're interested, you'll ask why and how things work instead of just accepting them as they are. It makes you want to learn more, question what you think you know, and question what you believe without question. Curiosity helps us find out about the world's wonders, from the secrets of the universe to the mysteries of our own bodies and minds. It's not just about gathering information. It's also about really understanding it. Being curious helps you see beyond the obvious and make connections between things that don't seem to go together. Whoosh. Reading a lot of different kinds of books is a great way to improve your knowledge and intelligence. When you read a lot, it's like opening a treasure chest full of information, experiences, and thoughts. When you read a lot, you imagine yourself traveling to faraway places. You can access knowledge that has been gathered over many generations and from many different cultures. The wisdom of people who lived hundreds of years ago can be accessed through reading. Books cover a lot of ground, from history and science to philosophy and fiction. Every page offers a chance for learning, reflection, and perspective expansion. Reading makes you smarter, whether you're reading about the complexities of quantum physics, the complexities of human relationships in a novel, or the mysteries of ancient civilizations. Reading also helps you build your vocabulary and language skills, which are important for communicating clearly and getting your point across. It makes you think critically and use your imagination, and it helps you understand how people from different cultures feel and see the world in new ways. A lot of important people in history were voracious readers who got ideas and inspiration from books. Reading a lot is not only a habit, but also a way to learn new things and expand your horizons. Before you start this reading journey, you should make a list of books on a wide range of topics. The important thing is to make sure that your list is varied and full of different things so that you can find new ideas and information. Once you have a list of books to read, set aside time every day or every week to read. Joining book clubs or discussion groups is another way to get even more out of reading a lot. This will help you connect with people who share your interests and have deep conversations about what you've read. Maintaining a growth mindset is one of the most important things you can do to keep growing smart over the course of your life. This comes from a strong belief that your skills, knowledge, and awareness can naturally get better as you work hard, learn, and keep at it. Instead of avoiding situations where you might fail or have trouble, keeping this mindset helps you embrace challenges and difficulties as learning opportunities. You go into them with courage and determination, believing that failing is a normal part of learning and not a reflection of your abilities. You are more likely to embrace innovation and make the most of your current skills if you keep your mind open. Being open to constructive feedback is a big part of continuing to grow intellectually. Instead of seeing feedback as something that could hurt your self-esteem, you see it as a chance to learn and grow. Your point of view is very valuable, and you know that the people around you can teach you a world of wisdom. Let's say you are a young person who is in school and working on your career. You get the results of an important test one day and you failed. You choose to see this failure as a chance to learn and grow instead of giving up and feeling insecure. You don't give up or avoid that subject. Instead, you choose to learn from your flaws and mistakes to get better at that subject. Because you have a growth mindset, you not only get over failing, but you also get better at what you do. You discover that yourself is becoming stronger, more flexible, and better able to deal with challenges in the future. If you want to be smarter than other people, you need to accept that failure is a part of the way to success. It's possible to gain useful insights, learn from your mistakes, and get stronger when you fail. Failure is not a setback. It is a way to move forward. Failure teaches us something, gives us a chance to think, and gives us a chance to get better. Let's say you are an entrepreneur who wants to start a new business. You face many challenges and setbacks in the beginning stages. Your product might not satisfy the needs of the market. Your marketing plan might not work to draw in customers, or you might be having financial difficulties. You don't give up. Instead, you keep going and learn from your mistakes. You look at what went wrong, figure out what could be done better, and then change how you do things. You get useful experience, improve your business model, and eventually become successful by following this process. Resilience, humility, and courage are necessary for accepting failure. It means being honest about your flaws, willing to listen to feedback, and ready to change when you accept failure. You liberate yourself from the fear of making mistakes and allow it to take risks. You think of new creative and flexible ideas more often. Don't forget that failure is not the opposite of success. It is an important part of it. You are not only smarter than other people when you accept failure and learn from it, but you are also setting yourself up for future success. To live a meaningful and happy life, you don't need to buy, earn, or get something from other people. It's already inside you, just waiting to be found and used. This isn't just a thought experiment. It's based on the wisdom of Stoicism, a philosophy that has helped countless people find meaning, tranquility, and peace in their lives over the centuries. Stoicism teaches us that the key to a good life is not praise from others or material wealth, but learning how to value ourselves through the virtues of temperance, courage, wisdom, and justice. It serves as a strong reminder that despite the chaos and challenges of the outside world, we have the solid foundation for our own happiness and well-being inside of us. We're getting rid of the layers of societal expectations and self-doubt to find the timeless Stoic principles that can change how we see the world and ourselves. This journey isn't just about getting better at yourself. It's also about rediscovering our true worth and learning how to live in line with our deepest values. One sign that you are undervaluing yourself is putting up with less than you deserve. We've all done it at some point, whether it's staying in a job that drains us, staying in relationships that don't make us feel better, or not going after our dreams because we're afraid. Stoicism teaches us that these outside things don't change our true worth or our essence. It means realizing that we may not be able to control everything in our lives, but we do have complete control over how we think, feel, and act. When we settle for less than we deserve, aren't we? Saying that other people and things have more power over us than we do. Stoicism tells us to question that idea and to ask ourselves, is this situation in line with my values? Am I reacting to this in a way that shows what I'm really worth? If the answer is no, it doesn't just leave us feeling hopeless, it gives us power. It states, look, you have the power to change your perception, to choose your response, and in doing so, to transform your reality. The strength and resilience that come from knowing who we are and what we stand for will help us face life's challenges. Another sign is playing down your accomplishments. Recognizing our successes isn't just a way to feel good about ourselves. It's also a way to honor the hard work, discipline, and persistence that got us there. In Stoicism, virtues like temperance, courage, wisdom, and fairness are very important. Most of the time, these virtues are what help you reach your goals, no matter how big or small they are. You might have needed bravery to apply for that job, wisdom to deal with the challenges that came up, or discipline to finish a project. When you say your success was due to luck or that anyone could have done it, you're not only undervaluing the result, but also the good habits you used to get there. How then do we alter this state of mind and start to be proud of what we've done without becoming cocky? Being balanced and honest are important to the Stoic way of thinking. You should tell yourself, yes, I worked hard for this. Yes, I faced challenges and overcame them. And yes, this achievement is a reflection of my hard work and my virtues. You should do this not to boost your ego, but because it's the right thing to do. Adopting this Stoic practice can change how we see our own successes and how we see ourselves. It helps us stop being fake modest and start really appreciating our own strengths and skills. Putting the needs of others ahead of your own is a third sign that you undervalue yourself. Sometimes it feels noble, selfless, and even heroic to do things like stay late at work to help a coworker skip your morning run to make breakfast for your family, or put your own dreams on hold to help someone else's. Still, there's a catch. Putting other people's needs ahead of your own all the time can make you tired, angry, and lose your sense of self. You can't fill cups from an empty pitcher. You run out at some point. Being detached or self-centered is not what Stoicism is about. It actually puts a lot of weight on being good and making society better. But it also shows us how crucial self-care is. Taking care of yourself isn't selfish. It's what makes it possible to care for others well. Stoicism teaches us about the difference between what we can control and what we cannot. We are in charge of our own thoughts, beliefs, actions, and yes, even self-care. No matter how much we want it to be different, we can't directly affect the health and happiness of other people. We can change how ready we are to help support and love the people around us, though. How much more patient, understanding, and present are you for the people in your life when you're well-rested, healthy, and at peace? A fourth sign that you undervalue yourself is that it's hard for you to accept compliments. Stoicism teaches us how important it is to look at ourselves with an open mind. This means being honest about our weaknesses as well as our strengths. We should not think about our worth in an egotistical way, but in a fair and balanced way. Why is it so hard for us to take compliments? Most of the time, it's because we have a skewed view of ourselves. It's possible that we're focusing too much on our flaws, or we may have been taught that recognizing our strengths makes us cocky. But here's a Stoic view: to think about being humble doesn't mean denying our strengths. It means recognizing them in a grounded and realistic way. It's about seeing ourselves as they really are without the ego or insecurity getting in the way. Stoicism teaches us that recognizing our strengths and accomplishments does not make us less valuable. Accepting compliments with grace is a good way to become more self-aware and objective. It helps us see the good qualities we have and the work we've put in, which helps us understand who we really are. When someone says nice things about us, they're usually noticing something real and admirable about us. We miss out on the chance to see ourselves through someone else's eyes and understand how we affect the world around us when we ignore these moments. Another sign is not wanting to make a choice. When you were faced with a choice that seemed easy, did you find yourself frozen, unable to make a choice? This fear of making the wrong choice is a reflection of a deeper problem, a lack of self-trust. In this fog of uncertainty, Stoicism offers a lantern for us. It teaches us that making choices based on wisdom and reason is more important than being sure of what will happen. Stoicism reminds us that we have full control over the process of making decisions, but not over how those decisions turn out. It means making decisions that are in line with our values, being honest and accepting that the results, no matter what they are just the way life is. What is it that makes us afraid to choose? Most of the time, it's because we don't want to make the wrong decision, which could lead to results we see as failures or mistakes. But Stoicism asks us to change how we think about mistakes and failures. According to the Stoics, every outcome is a chance to learn and grow. Failures don't exist. Lessons do. This point of view tells us to believe in ourselves and make choices with courage and confidence, because we know that the outcome will help us grow and understand. A final sign is critiquing yourself too much. Stoicism teaches us how to make smart choices, especially about how to use our minds. It says that beating ourselves up for every mistake we think we've made is like trying to sail a ship without paying attention to the wind and tides. We have our attention on the wrong things. According to Stoic wisdom, we should understand that perfection is a lie that we can't reach. Instead, we should aim for progress, steady, deliberate steps that help us become better people. Why do we get stuck in the habit of being overly critical of ourselves? Most of the time, it's because we hold ourselves to impossible standards, ones we would never hold anyone else to. We forget that part of being human is having flaws, making mistakes, and most importantly, being able to learn and grow from them. Stoicism provides a potent remedy for this self-imposed tyranny, self-compassion, and the pursuit of progress rather than perfection. From a Stoic perspective, self-compassion means treating ourselves with the same kindness, understanding, and forgiveness that we would extend to a good friend. It means realizing that setbacks are a normal part of life and not a reflection of who we are as people. The Stoic way to deal with failure is not to blame yourself, but to ask, what can I learn from this? How can I grow? As we wrap up our 3-hour journey into the heart of Stoicism, I hope you feel empowered, enlightened, and equipped with the tools to navigate life's ups and downs with a newfound resilience. We've traversed through the principles of Stoicism, from understanding what's within our control to embracing obstacles as opportunities for growth. The wisdom of the Stoics is timeless, offering a beacon of clarity in our often tumultuous lives. Remember, Stoicism isn't just a philosophy to be studied, it's a way of life to be lived. The transformation you seek begins with small, consistent steps, whether it's practicing mindfulness, reflecting on your daily experiences, or simply choosing to respond to challenges with calm and rationality. Every effort counts. I encourage you to revisit these teachings whenever you need a reminder of your inner strength and the tranquility that can be achieved through Stoic principles. Life is a continuous journey of learning and growth, and Stoicism provides a solid foundation to build upon. Thank you for spending these hours with me, exploring how to transform your life with Stoicism. The journey doesn't end here. It's just the beginning. Continue to seek wisdom, practice virtue, and live a life of purpose. Remember, the best time to begin your Stoic practice was yesterday. The next best time is now. Now let's carry forward the lessons learned and create a life filled with peace, resilience, and fulfillment. Farewell, and may your path be guided by the light of Stoicism.